How to satisfy the in-person meeting requirement during COVID. This is Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. Today's topic is how to satisfy the in-person meeting requirement for fiancé and spouse visas even while COVID quarantines are in place. Now, if you are like most couples planning to apply for a fiancé or spouse visa, you probably have been stymied, stopped, halted, prevented from moving forward with your case due to COVID-19 and the worldwide travel restrictions and quarantines that have kept you home and your partner also stuck in his or her home. You have been unable to travel, unable to meet in person, and because you are unable to satisfy this critical in-person meeting requirement of immigration, you've been stuck. Well, I have good news for you and some suggestions on how you may be able to think outside the box and can move your case forward and bring forward the happy day when your partner is finally able to join you for a happy life together in the USA. I am Fred Wall, the Visa Coach, and I work for you to prepare and craft your applications to submit to U.S. immigration. Sometimes callers ask me, do I fill in the forms for them or do they have to do it themselves? Well, absolutely. It will be me filling in all the needed forms and putting together your application. Now, after we submit your application, I do not abandon you. I remain with you on this journey. And I continue by your side personally, helping and guiding you until that happy day your foreign partner calls to say, well, she or he is on the way. Now let's talk about how to satisfy the in-person meeting requirement during COVID. During 2020, most couples had their lives on hold, unable to apply to bring in their fiancé or spouse because they were unable to travel, unable to meet U.S. immigration's requirement for a recent in-person meeting. But now, well, we seem to have come around a corner. It's good news. A lot of countries seem to have, well, loosened up their quarantine restrictions. Now, perhaps this is because vaccinations are on the way, or perhaps it's simply COVID fatigue. But regardless of the cause, now, much more than at any time since COVID came on the scene last year, more and more people are traveling. And certainly not all countries have yet opened their borders, but many have. And many that have opened currently have relaxed or even no quarantine requirements. For example, Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Turkey have very relaxed quarantine restrictions. And what this means is that couples with partners from those countries could meet, pursue their relationships, and apply for immigration without delay. But you know, this opportunity to meet does not need to be restricted only to those couples with a partner physically present and living in an open country. Many of my couples are already thinking outside the box. Instead of waiting to meet when their foreign partner's country finally opens, instead they push their cases forward by meeting somewhere else. They meet not in their respective home countries, but in a third country. Now, often they meet in a country neither has ever been to before. They explore a new country and have a new experience together, touring, sightseeing, and most important, getting to know each other. And at the same time, they satisfy the final immigration requirements needed before submitting their applications. And yes, it is certainly true that I always counsel my clients that the best way to demonstrate bona fides is by meeting where your partner lives, works, has ties, has family, and while visiting, to make the effort to meet everyone important in your partner's life, while at the same time taking date-stamped photos. But today's situation under COVID-19, well, is unique, and frankly, needs must. So if it appears to be many more lonesome months before a trip to your partner's country is likely, then I suggest you immediately think outside the box. go and find an alternate location where you both can meet. Now, what about the interview? Won't the officer deny because I didn't meet my partner's family? Well, I think the officer will understand. And my philosophy when working on your case is that we don't want to leave anything to chance. So we want to make sure that the officer does understand exactly what you did and why you did it. So for each of my applications, I always help clients write a history of their courtship, how they met, why they are such a good match, and what their plans are for the future. We present them this information to the reviewing officer as an honest and sympathetic couple worthy of approval. But I also take advantage of this letter to include clarification on anything about your case that appears out of norm. We ensure the officer understands why you did not meet the family by getting ahead of his doubts by presenting your reasonable explanation that you wanted to do this, but due to travel restrictions during COVID-19, you were unable to. This diffuses the situation before it becomes a problem. So where can you meet? Well, in choosing an alternative destination country, you have two considerations. Which country will allow your partner to enter, either visa-free or with an easy-to-get visa? And two, which country has relaxed quarantine requirements? As always these days, start with Google search and search for countries that allow an American as well as your foreign partner to travel to with either no visa or an easy visa to acquire. And then do another search on countries with relaxed quarantine restrictions. Compare the two lists for matches, and then choose the country most convenient and enjoyable for the two of you. For example, when I searched for where can Philippines go without a visa, a website listing a few dozen countries that welcome Filipinos and don't require visas. Then I searched where can I go without a quarantine and found another website listing many countries that offered easy travel. And I discovered, well, that both Colombia and Brazil both allow a Philippine partner to travel without need for a visa and have no quarantines. And both appear attractive as destinations. And frankly, I have many VisaCoach clients who have recently been traveling to these countries and have already submitted their applications. And more are currently in process. So I suggest, well, that you take control of your destiny. And if currently unable to travel to your partner's country, widen your travel choices. Think outside the box and bring your partner to join you for a life together, well, sooner than later. This was Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. Now, click here to sign up for our monthly newsletter and receive bonus ebooks. Here for YouTube's recommendation. Here for the full playlist of recent videos on fiancé and spouse visas. And here to subscribe to the Visa Coach newsletter and channel.